Okay, we are live, and it is a beautiful morning. Well, actually, it's pitch black still outside here in a wintry Norway, and I thought I would do a live stream because there is something I really want to talk about, and um, I guess I should have put in the title that this is one of the hidden hangouts. Um, but I didn't because I thought the word itself in the title, Leatherknees, is a good word. And I felt that, it will generate some interest and more interest than the hidden hangouts usually do. I'll just give it a few seconds so that people can join. This is going to be one of those live streams that make people unsubscribe and dislike and things like that, and because I find that a lot of people are very passionate and emotional is the word, emotional, especially in the USA. People seem to be a lot more emotional in the USA than in Northern Europe, for instance. And here in Scandinavia, we are not really. It is in our culture. There's this thing that don't show negative emotions too strongly, at least. So we try to contain ourselves, you know. So Wolf of Odin is here. That's great because we will need a moderator on this one. Yeah. So, as some of you know, I am what most people would refer to as a heathen. And the word is problematic in a way. To me, it's not, because it really means someone from the land. The hede comes from that word, is the Moors. That's what it means, and to me, because of that meaning, it's a good word. It's correct. I feel very strongly a connection with nature, with the land, and therefore I think it's a good word. But I get so many comments from people saying that, why do you call yourself that? It's a derogatory term. Yeah, I'm sure. It's still being used as a bad word. And well, that's just how it is. In my mind, I don't think of myself as a heathen. I don't think of myself as someone belonging to a religion at all. I think of myself as someone in connection with nature. That's what it's all about. And anything else, any other way of looking at life and death and nature, to me is it's a separate system. That's their system over there, and they have this thing, they call it, for instance, Islam or Christianity or whatever. And 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 I guess that there's a huge difference there between us, um, who are referred to as heathens, and people who subscribe to a particular religion. There is a difference there. So, and I think that's an important concept to grasp. I get on a daily basis comments that in their form they assume that the God of the Christian faith is the only God, or a God at all, that they assume that that must be the truth. And they assume that the only reason why I disagree with that is because, well, is because that I haven't seen the truth, or I haven't read the Bible, or something like that. These people cannot, in their minds, imagine that maybe they are wrong. So, and there is no logic to this. There is no sense and reason. There is just this one truth that has been hammered into their skull, and that is how it must be, and it will not be discussed or questioned. Um, I find that problematic, but it's not up to me to judge people, or it's not up to anyone, I guess. Well, I guess we can judge people, but you know what I'm saying here. It's what I'm trying to say. It's if that is what you how you feel, if that is how you think that it needs to be, well, that's on you. That's it's your life, not mine, and I don't care. Uh, I really don't care, but I do care when people send me messages and trying to reach me and send me letters and stuff, uh, with uh, you know preaching their faith to me. They wouldn't like it if I did the same. Okay, and so that's why I find it problematic. Um, so so here's the thing. Um, you know, we used to have names, derogatory names, for people who came up here from the south, um, with a foreign religion. We had lots of names for them. And if we're going to be like that, I mean, if we're going to judge people, if we're going to, yeah, I mean, we heathens, we can play that game as well. So I give to you the term Leatherknees. What's a Leatherknees? What's Leatherknees? Who are the Leatherknees? Is it confusing? Can you guess? It's hard to say in singular form because people have two knees, right? So everyone is a one person is a Lebanese, and several people like that are also Lebanese. So, um, yeah, Wolf Odin says, "I will respect other viewpoints if you are not critical of mine." Exactly, exactly. So it's this is no attempt of mine to bully people of certain faiths. Not at all. Not at all. But it's a reply to the people who write in the comments and who try to send me messages and stuff. With they're trying to convert me basically. I don't like that. Those people need to stop. So, what's a Lebanese? What's a Lebanese? So, yeah, any guesses? It's a bit early or late, I guess, for some of you guys. Um, I will tell you. The Lebanese are the people who kneel to pray to their God, and they do that quite a lot, and uh, hence the name Lebanese, because their knees get leathery. because they get thick skin on their knees, because they take that very, what's the word? Humble, no, not humble, subordinate, position of kneeling. Us so-called heathens, we don't do that. We never do that. And there's a saying that goes like this: why would I kneel to any man when I don't even kneel to my gods? So yeah, that's the Leatherknees. If we're going to use derogatory terms, maybe we should use them on everyone, And so I guess that would be the people from the Abrahamic faiths that comes to mind, and other religions as well. Leatherknees. I think it's a good term. I made it up, but I'm sure that it was used by someone 1,000 years ago and before that. It's yeah, yeah, freedom's fortress. Yes, I'm sorry about that as well. But I will say this: almost everyone who is Christian or Muslim or whatever they're very, very nice, no problem at all. But you get the odd little bastard, and it's annoying sometimes. It's annoying. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to go around using that term. It's just me telling you guys that there is actually a term that we can use, and I'm going to continue if I need to explain my views on these things. I'm going to say that, well, I guess you could say I'm a Norse heathen, um, and I don't care if some people feel that heathen is a derogatory term. So yeah, I'm going to reply to some comments now. Not going to be a long live stream. Migor is asking, what's your take on psyche? And I won't say the word, but Delix. Well, if you've been following me for some time here on YouTube, you know that I am 100% against all forms of narcotics. I hate it, and I hate the liberalism that seems to come mostly from the USA. I despise that attitude, and I will never respect people doing that. No, I won't. Let's see. So actually, it's going to be removed, that comment. Let's see. Well, Wolf Odin is asking, will you celebrate winter solstice? Good question. At this time of the year, I must admit I get very tired at night. So I don't really celebrate it, but we do know that it was something that was celebrated, and it marks the beginning of, there are different opinions on this, but Yule was celebrated, I think, is it the 12th of January, 13th? Well, mid of January, 12th of January. That's the Norse Yule. But the Yule the preparation and that mystical, magical time started around winter solstice. And so we're talking about 3 weeks of a time where the um, what, what we say vette, mythical creatures, the yeah, well, spirits, basically spirits, and those kinds of creatures would be very they would be everywhere at this time of the year. And yeah, so um I I don't really celebrate it. Well, of course we have Yule, so that's the 24th. We celebrate the 20 sorry, my my English. The 24th of December. That's when we celebrate Yule in Norway now. It was moved from January to the 24th of December because of the church. But did you know this? We actually celebrated the old. Uh, we kept the old traditions alive until I can remember when I was a kid. We had celebrations at that time in January. So it was called juletrefest, Christmas tree celebration. That was in January, and it was like this awesome thing, because you got to celebrate Christmas again as a kid. So that was, you know, that I I think maybe they do it still, but it's mostly for the children. So yeah, um, and let's see here. uh, yeah, we're going to Wolf or Odin. Can you just get rid of the drug discussion? It's not what this is about. Um, will you pronounce baby goat for me, please, in Norwegian? Well, that would be babygeit, actually. Um, yeah, well, Gunnar, well, I think that name, you're talking about Gunnar, maybe. So, yeah, I hate when people keep a conversation about something completely different and not very nice going in the chat. Wolf Odin says we will have a big fire, drink beer in the cold, and toast the gods, the trees, the trees, all the animals of the world. That's wonderful. There is one thing I do. I usually take a walk out in the woods. Well, I do that almost all the time, but the morning after, actually, and I have a look in the newspaper to see how many seconds longer the day has become, because it starts the winter solstice is the shortest day of the year, and the next day the day is actually a little bit longer, but only by a few seconds. And then days starting getting longer and longer. That's wonderful to see, because the days are short here now. Uh, yeah. Just get don't. I mean, if you want to have a discussion about addiction, go somewhere else. It's just not. It's just not the place for that. Okay. How is it going with farms being shut down? We don't see that here in Norway yet. It's, I would say it's on the contrary, actually, but that discussion is a little bit complicated. Um, let's see here. So, um, Dido VTDM says, I'm addicted to carpentry, metal music, and homemade alcohol. Hi there, Canadian Spider-Man. It's always good to see you. And worry about Russia. Oh, Claude is getting himself kicked off the platform. Let's see here. Yeah, that's how it goes. Should have I should have a hammer here, and it should be named the ban hammer. Um, so let's see here. Tactical Viking Beard says it's a shame that old traditions are being overwritten by new abominations because things hurt people's feelings. Traditions are the gateway to our ancestors' culture, which I feel is very important. Absolutely. Apache Moonshine, yes, Claude was just banned from the channel. That's correct. And you want to be banned too? I don't know. Let me know if you don't like that. So it's this channel is I I've never claimed to be a very tolerant person. So that's just how it is here, you know. Um, yeah, I should have a ban hammer. Now, old traditions, yes. Um, so the problem here at this time of the year is that I'm very closely connected to the Norse so-called heathen traditions, of course, and at this time of the year, I have to watch all that nonsense about this is the time of and it's Jesus' birthday and all that, and um, if we people like myself, if we say that it's really not, it's what you would call a pagan celebration, and it's starting at winter solstice, and that's what we are celebrating at this time of the year, actually, if you look at this historically. Um, but that, yes, it does seem to get those people's feelings hurt a lot. They get very offensive, defensive, and very upset and emotional about the whole thing. So, yeah, I see that a lot, but I don't care. I honestly don't care. Um, and uh, you can point at people's Christmas decorations. You can point at to ask them, why are you having these? Why are you eating this much and drinking this much? Can't you see that you are actually celebrating like our pre-Christian ancestors did? They don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear that, and it is amusing, by the way, when I see Christian people getting upset because some people are upset about the Christian thing. That's that's a bit funny. I must say, it's a little bit funny. Um, I mean, and I'm just sitting there. Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. Yeah. Um, when you've read some history, we can talk. Um, so Yeah. Um, yeah, Christmas is pagan, but we call it, or Christmas is, it's, we call it Yule, which is the pagan word. Um, Freedom's Fortress says drinking out of a sacred horn. They used a big bowl, not a horn, a big bowl. Um, so if someone had a cold, everyone got the cold, and they passed it around. Sounds way more fun than going to church. Yes. Um, yeah, I've been dragged along to church actually. It has happened, because there's been, concerts and stuff there, and then I've been sitting there. I shouldn't be here. Uh, um, oh yeah, this Michael Knowles, he's a real moron. Daily Wire. Yeah, they are. Did they claim that Christian traditions weren't stolen from pagans, but the other way around? Are these the people who think that the world is like 10,000 or 6,000 years old? Um, I you can't discuss with people like that. You can't. It's like you can point at evidence and they don't care. And so I think it's best not to have a conversation with people like that. Um, yeah, but if I have nothing against the Christian take on this celebration, I have nothing against that. If that celebrate however you want to. If you want to go to church. I have nothing against that. Um, and and here's the thing, we can. I think actually Christmas. I say Christmas, I should say Yule, but it's difficult to translate back again in my head. Um, I think actually it's a good thing that we have this mixture of different cultures that has made up this celebration that we have now. There are variations from country to country, of course. As I said, we celebrate in on the 24th of December, and in most other countries they celebrate on the 25th. Um, so uh, yeah, church. Yeah, I've heard about these churches, especially in America. They have these mega churches, a lot of money involved, and uh, yeah, we do have some of them here, but they're like much smaller. Um, um, so KP Heathen, good to see you. Luke and Mom. Also, oh, Mr. R. Yeah, um, yeah. Let's see here. I'm just scrolling up. Um, Birdie Boy says, do you care about their? I don't understand. You'll have to write it again. Um, yeah, was there a pastor that wouldn't allow hurricane victims into his mega church? I haven't heard about that. Oh, yeah, Sweden, yes. 24th, yes. No, that's yes, Sweden, yes. Um, so yeah, well, Santa Claus uh, is not that's not a Christian thing, right? There is this idea that all it's Saint what was Claus, Saint Claus, can't remember. That's Santa Claus. No, it's that's a funny one because it's a good example of how they took something that was already an established tradition and they dressed it in a thin veil of Christianity and made it fit, and they had to because it was extremely difficult to get people to accept these new traditions. So they adapted the traditions to fit the old traditions. And also, there was, of course, the threat of torture and death, which was a big thing. And uh, I don't want to talk so much about that because it's not so nice. Yeah. And by the way, I learned some time ago that in several countries, especially in the USA, people are not aware that Christianity was forced upon people in my part of the world. Uh, they they don't know, or maybe some of you know, but it was quite amazing to learn that. No, I've had people telling me, no, that was a peaceful transition, and it's like, what are you talking about? It's amazing. Um, So some of us know. Yes, not you guys, but I've had comments like that, quite a lot of them actually. Um, and so I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about uh, the general public, I guess. Um, Martina, good to see you here again. Um, okay, let's see here. I'm just yeah. There was a comment. That was censored. The Catholic Church did horrible crimes, still does, yes. That was by mistake censored. Let's see. Yeah, can't. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Um, so, yes, well, very soon now we are moving into the Christmas celebration time, and I should say Yule. I'm making it's so difficult to say Yule, even though I say Yule in Norwegian. That's everyone says Yule here, but it's so difficult when I'm speaking English not to say Christmas. Oh yeah, Wolf Odin. Sometimes I know I've done it as well. I've clicked on the wrong comment, but and censored it because yes, I do censor some comments. I do, yes, and you should be glad that I do that because there are some people who are really nasty, um, really nasty. It's and you get, of course, you get the rude, sexualized stuff, and you get people who try to um, spam with trying to sell stuff and all sorts of stuff in the chat. So we try to get rid of those. Um, uh, yes, let's see here. Um, yeah, Christmas. It feels wrong, says Jennifer. Jennifer, I like it west. Yes, says she prefers Yule. Christmas feels wrong. Um, I don't think about when I say Christmas, which I would say when I speak English, even though I could say Yule, but it you have the word Christ there, of course, so it's obvious that it refers to the Christian celebration, but I don't think about it like that. It's just part of my vocabulary when I have to translate in my head when I speak English. Um, let's see, um, and of course, Michael, good point there. We should all start celebrating Festivus. If any of you have seen Seinfeld, that TV series, George's dad he didn't want to celebrate Christmas, so they celebrated Festivus. Oh, if you have seen Seinfeld, that was very funny. Um, going to end this live stream soon, but Mike is asking, do you have problems with ice on the road? Yes, we it's quite extreme now actually, but it was worse yesterday. We had very cold weather, well, 10 to 15 Celsius minus. And to me, that's cold. I'm not used to that anymore because I've moved further south, and a lot of snow, and then we got warm weather, and then it got cold. So basically, we have icy roads. Um, and but I have my spiked tires on my car, and I have these. Yeah, I don't have them here, but spikes that what do you call that? Well, you put them on your shoes, right, with some rubber bands. So you have spikes under your shoes, so that really helps. Um, yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, I have to end the live stream with that. It's always exciting to see how many people leave the channel and unsubscribe when I talk about these things. That's just how it is. This channel was never meant to be a big channel actually, and yeah, okay. But maybe it will reach 100,000 one day. That would be great. I must admit that would be great. Yeah. No, I'll try not to run anyone over with spike tires. Try, I'll try not to. Um, so, Wolf Bright, haven't seen the shoe spikes before? I well, you'll see it in one of my videos, I guess. I used them in my video on Saturday on the main channel, but it's very difficult to see it there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wolf Odin, take care to you as well, and we will talk soon.